Hi, my name is Tiago Duarte and welcome to Daily Beats. In today's video we are going to talk about mastering. I'm going to make a beat from start to finish and then I'm going to give you my tips and my process on how to master or how I master my songs or my instrumentals. I hope you enjoyed this video and let's go. The first thing we are going to do is grab a piano, and I want to do a very dark piano, so we are going to stick with 140 BPM. So let's go native, FL Studio native. Let's go here to this grand piano, grab it here. Okay, and let's try here a loop. Okay, so maybe let me see a different octave. Okay, so let's repeat this and change something here. So I want this here. Sounds better. Okay, so now we can even copy this and do another one, a different one. Or maybe we can do like this. Okay, let's put this in track 2. For this example, I'm not going to make the full composition. I'm just going to make a loop, mix it and master for the sake of this video so that we can speed up things. Okay, so now I want some drums. Let's go to dailybeats.pt, the drum kit. I like this one here. Okay, so let's select the snare. I want this one, but this one is very elongated. So let's make here a pattern for the drums. I want to shorten track 3 and track 4. Okay, we can lower down here the piano, so let's try to rename things. Try now, let's rename them. Kick, snare. Now let's grab a hi-hat. This one will work, I think. I like this one too. So let's try to do Let's try to work with this. I want here a hi-hat roll. So let's go here and go for the hi-hat roll. So let's go in step mode, not step, I want 1/4. Here, and let's do like this. Okay, now I want here a triple. So here, let me check. Like this. Let's put things in the mixer. Okay, so let's lower down this. I want to add some let's add it in the mixing stage. Now one thing that I want to do is to grab 808. We have here under packs, kicks, we have 808. And here it is. Now one thing that I want to do is to tune it. So let's go here, edit, detect pitch regions, and this one in the I will put G2, so we can go here and put it under G. I think this is G. Okay, yeah. And now we can program it here in the same pattern as the piano. So I will leave it like this. I will leave it like this because I will add distortion. Let me add an octave lower, higher, and maybe some here in the intermediate. Okay. To do is cut by itself. Okay, 808. Now I I will start mixing. So this is not done yet, but so let's add here a piano, a reverb to the piano to give it a more atmospheric vibe, and maybe some delay, and I want a higher time, now maybe 3, but I will lower the volume. Now let's go here to the 808 and let's add some distortion. So we have here, let me use the tribe knob, which is a knob or a plugin that I like. Okay, so maybe we can test a lower octave. Okay, not enough distortion. I want something else. Let me check. Here maybe the crash. Let me. But not enough, so let's go with the wave shaper that we can really. Okay, so now let's do it very aggressive. And lower the mix. Let's take a little bit of the high frequency content. Okay, now one thing that I want to do is to add an envelope so that the notes only play when we have them like this. So we can now increase like this and extend the notes that we want to play. Let me add the snare so that I know where I want to stop. Maybe this one can go here. I don't like now the kick and the snare combination. Let me take off the... Maybe because there is a lot of distortion, so let me... What I'm listening is that the 808 is very attack. How can I say? It has a very strong attack. So when I enable the kick, they don't blend that well. So what I'm going to do is to add some sidechain processing here to the kick. So I'm adding some compression. So let's go here with a fruity limiter, and let's sidechain this signal, the kick, to the 808. So sidechain to this track. And now here in the limiter, if we go to the compressor, here in the sidechain menu, if we right click, we will see the kick. We choose one, and now when we play and we start adding some compression, and let's increase the ratio. We can now see that our kick and 808 blend much better. And now what I'm going to do is to also, maybe let me check here and add some envelope to the kick. Make it shorter. This will also help the kick blend, or the bass and the kick blend in the mix. So let me decrease the release. Now we are seeing distortion. Now let's see the difference. They blend much better. Okay, now I want to add some parallel reverb. Let's go here to the send aux reverb like this. Add some low pass filter. And add a reverb. Let's go with epic verb. Where is it? Here. Okay, so let's see. First thing I will have to do is to route everything to the mix here. So let's route to this track only, call this mix, and then take this off and route this to our auxiliary reverb. And let me go here with I like this one. Okay, now I'm feeling that we can add some pad. So let's go here to GMS and choose here a pad. I like this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, something like this. Let me go to bar mode again. Not bar, maybe step mode. Here now, and this one. This is just to feel the background noise. So this is a pad, and let's muffle it. And now I'm going to add some reverb, and I want to increase the wet level, yes, and decrease the dry level. Stereo separation to the maximum to give this ambientic or ambient mood to the beat. Maybe we can also add some low notes here. Here very gentle, so let me copy this clone and put this in a different track so that we can control the levels and everything. Okay, so like this. Thinking maybe in chords. To this track only. I want to add the same reverb here and also the same delay. Okay, so now maybe we can add some strings. Let me go here with the sonatina. Okay, let's go with the violin and pizzicato. Maybe staccato. I like this tremolo. Okay, so let's go here. Very dark. Let me just hold the note. Maybe copy the same notes as the let me go here and duplicate this. And this is fill in. Let me check the shallow. Okay, I will use both the sustain and also let me lower here the hi-hat. Doesn't have to be that loud. Okay, and I will clone this and also use the staccato. Okay, 11. Let me lower the volume here. Let me put the piano in the mix also. Here I can copy the melody. Like this. Like so. And then just make 2 copies and let me try in a lower. Okay, I like. This is staccato. Okay, let me add some time shift to make it a little bit more organic. Here in the piano also. Okay, so we now have a nice beat and it's mixed. As you can see, I mixed as I was producing or creating, and the mix goes really alongside with the creation process. So now I want to go into mastering, and as you can see, I have here all my tracks, all my instruments. So let me maybe organize this a little bit better. And we have now the drums, bass or 808, piano. Let me put piano alongside with piano 2, pad, violin and staccato. As you can see, a very rich mix. So if we see here with this BC frequency analyst, we can see that we have a very full mix, or at least we have a nice thing to work with. So let's take this off, and the first thing that I want to do with the mastering is to add an EQ. I usually don't boost frequencies because I usually do that in the mix stage. So, and also because I'm mastering with headphones, the only thing that I do here is to limit the bandwidth that I have in my sound. So what I do is to go here, and you have several presets that you can choose to. I usually only use this one here. And this, what it does is create me a low pass and a high pass. And what I usually do, I go here and I put around 40 Hertz, as you can see here in this help box. When I select, I have it around 40 Hertz. And here I go around 17 or 18, around 18. So what I'm doing here is limiting and cleaning the mud here, or some frequencies that can affect the big subwoofers. So I'm cleaning that, and also some high frequencies, just to maintain my song in this sonic range. The next thing that I do is I add a compressor, and I like to use this one, Ferric TDS, because it's a very nice compressor and it's free. And I usually, what I do, I increase the dynamics so that I have around minus 3 dB, and I also add some saturation to the signal here I can add a little bit more of saturation. And I check my level so that I'm not clipping, and I have -3 and -3 around both compression and saturation. So this is the first stage of saturation and or compression. And now what I like to do, this helps glue the sounds together, glue the mix. And what I like to do here now is to put Maximus. And Maximus in itself, it's you can use it to master. You have here some really nice presets to mastering. But what I usually do with Maximus is to separate the tracks. So what I do is to put all my low frequencies at mono, and my mid and my highs, I open them, I stereo separate them, so that we can listen. We have in the middle the bass, which is the most important thing. Not the most, but what I want to say is that we want our bass dead center. And now I open up my mids and highs, the highs more than the mids, and I open them in the stereo field, so that we have a more open and clean sound. So let's see the difference. This was without adding any saturation or compression, and the level is pretty much the same, as you can see, and makes a huge difference. And now the last step that I usually do is to add a multiband or a compressor, a design specific for mastering. And one good compressor for that is the where is it, limiter number 6. This can be a little bit scary at first because it has a lot of knobs, but one thing that I usually like to do is to go here to the preset and call this Master 1 preset. As you can see, it has very loud, it was very loud, and what I like to do is this is a preset that already is predefined for mastering. And what I like to do is to adjust the values so that they fit my mix. So you saw what I did was to put the gain all the way to 0 in every compressor or every section of the compressor, and increase the thresholds. So here in the clipper I want the threshold to be -0.2 dB. And let's start with the first section. Here we have gain, and what I usually like to do is to increase gain so that we can start seeing some compression here. And that's it. The ratio, the release, the attack, it's all defined by the preset, and I don't mess with it. You can take a look at it, you can tweak the values, but I usually stay like this. Then we have the peak limiter, and here I increase here the gain, not for this one but for this one here. When I see some compression here from the peak limiter compressor, when I increase this gain and I start to see some compression here, that's when I stop. We have a really low value of compression right now. We can go until 1. I usually stay between 0 and 1. So let's increase a little bit more. And we can now see that we are clipping or protecting the signal here. Means that we are reaching, our peaks are reaching 0 dB, and they are clipping here. Not clipping, but they are being reduced so that it does not clip. And what I like to do here is to add some compression here in the limiter, in the peak limiter, and also here in the HF limiter, which is high frequency limiter. So I click here, and you can toggle between the scales. And what I want to do is add some compression between 0 and 2 dB in this peak limiter, and for that you can adjust the threshold. And when we start moving the threshold, we can see that we have now some compression. So it's very gentle. We have here let me close here the browser. As you can see, we have here some compression in the ferric TDS and very gentle compression here, just to catch the peaks and increase the power, the RMS value of the signal, of the master signal. And what I usually do, I do the same here for the high frequency threshold. So I start to decrease it until I see some compression like this, and that's it. I usually don't mess around with mastering beyond that. So let's add here a stereo tool, so that we can check the phase and the spread of the signal. And as you can see, we are right here at minus 0.3 dB, and our signal is not clipping. We could increase here more, because we can see that we have a lot of space here, but usually you don't want to, at least when you are making beats, you don't want to over compress your beats, because you have to understand that you are going to have a singer or a rapper over your beats. So it's usually good to leave some space between your, or what I want to say is that it's usually good to have some dynamic range, so that when the rapper is singing, it has some dynamic range and more space to mix. So as you can see, we have here a nice value of phase between 0 and +1, which is where we want to stay, meaning that we don't have too much phase cancellation. And let me take out this. And now we are going to make A/B comparison. So I'm going to take everything, all the plugins that I added, and we are going to see the difference between a mix and mastered song and a non-mixed and mastered song. As you can see, it doesn't have power, it doesn't have depth, it doesn't have it's not open, you know. So let's enable everything again. Okay, I'll give you that it's louder. So yeah, of course it's louder because we mastered, but even if we actually we can do that step, so that I can show you in terms of the real difference. So let's go here, and how can I show you? Okay, so I want to grab all these. Let me think. We have this mix, which is the combination of all these channels. So what I'm going to do is route all these channels also to this track, meaning that we are going to have two mixes, this one and this one here. So in this mix I'm going to call it normal mix, and this one I will call it master mix. And what I'm going to do is to copy all these presets here and disable in the master. Okay. Oops, not like this. Okay, like this. And now if we disable maybe, okay, we can disable this. And now if we do like this, we have the unmastered mix. If we disable this and enable this, we have the master mix. So what I'm going to do is disable this one, enable this one, and check the value. So we are around -6. Yeah. So let me add here a limiter, just to do like this, just to even out. Yeah, like this. So we can have a more even level here in our decibels. As you can see, this is doing anything in terms of increasing the dynamic range of the signal. So what I'm going to do now is to disable this one, enable this one, and lower until we have around 6 dB. Okay, something like this. And now we can toggle between one and another. So let me put this one here. So the levels are the same, and you can see the difference. This one is muffled, it's not really open. So let's see the difference again. And you could even let's go here and add some EQ, and you could even increase 1 or 2 dB here in the low frequencies, and maybe here in the middle. Let me check. Decrease here this part, 0.5 dB. You want to, when you are adding EQ to the master, you want to be very gentle, half a dB, 1 dB, 2 dB stop. So let me add here 1.5 at 4. I like this one around 5. And let's add 1 dB. So let's see the difference. It's very gentle, but that's what you want, to be very gentle in the mastering phase. As you can see, the difference is really astronomical. Okay, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next one. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you know what to do. Also be sure to subscribe and activate the notifications so that you know when we upload new videos. And we upload FL Studio tutorial once a week, and normally at Saturdays. And also be sure to check our website www.dailybeats.pt, where we have sample packs, instruments, beats, and tutorials, and a lot of free stuff for you to increase or make better beats. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and my name is Tiago Duarte, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.